If you're not producing enough breast milk for your baby, you're struggling with different breastfeeding problems, or need correct breastfeeding guidance, the person you need to speak to is an IBCLC. But who exactly is an IBCLC? What exactly do they do, and how can they help you? Today I'm here to shed light on who an IBCLC is and how they can help you in your breastfeeding journey. IBCLC in full is an international board certified lactation consultant. An IBCLC is an internationally recognized and accredited health professional that has received the highest level of training and education in the field of breastfeeding and lactation. IBCLCs are certified by the IBCLCE, which is the International Board of Lactation Consultant Examiners, and are internationally recognized as the leading experts in providing breastfeeding and lactation care. In very simple terms, an IBCLC is not just somebody that's passionate about breastfeeding, but this is a very highly trained, educated, and experienced breastfeeding and lactation expert. There is a very big difference between getting breastfeeding guidance from an IBCLC and getting it from a nurse or a pediatrician or an obstetrician or another health professional. And this is why. IBCLCs have a very high level of training, education, and experience that gives them a very deep understanding of different aspects of breastfeeding that other health professionals may not have. That's not to disrespect other health professionals, but just as a pediatrician receives different specialized training and education from a dental surgeon or an obstetrician and so on, in the very same way an IBCLC has received expert training in this field. Secondly, from the very beginning, it's very well documented that formula companies use doctors, nurses, and other health professionals to really promote and market formula as a normal way of feeding babies. When you combine this with the limited breastfeeding education we have in medical and nursing schools and the aggressive marketing of formula through medical personnel, it makes it difficult for mothers and families to actually receive the breastfeeding guidance and support that they may need. Thirdly, IBCLCs have a strict code of professional conduct, a well-defined scope of practice. They are certified every 5 years and are expected to remain on the cutting edge with continuous education and meet the criteria for recertification. These high standards keep an IBCLC constantly educating themselves about the latest protocols, best practices, and research findings, and therefore giving a much more expert service to breastfeeding mothers and families. So, these are some of the ways an IBCLC can help you. If you're expecting to have a baby and you'd like to get correct information about how to go about breastfeeding, an IBCLC is the best person to speak to. Instead of staying up at night on the internet looking for all sorts of information that you're not even sure about, an IBCLC can give you the most reliable information and guidance. If you're struggling with breastfeeding problems like your milk is reducing, you feel a lot of pain while breastfeeding, your baby is failing to latch, to mention but a few. If you're struggling with simple or complicated breastfeeding problems, an IBCLC is the person you need to see. If you'd like to adopt or have a baby by surrogate and you'd like to breastfeed this baby, an IBCLC can help you through the process of induced lactation. If you've had a premature baby or a baby with feeding problems or a baby that's been admitted to the NICU, that's the neonatal intensive care unit, you need to see an IBCLC to get expert breastfeeding help, as these babies are usually harder to breastfeed. IBCLCs have 9 official roles that are defined by the ILCA, which is the International Lactation Consultants Association. 1. An IBCLC is an advocate for breastfeeding, a collaborator that works together in harmony with other medical and healthcare professionals to solve breastfeeding problems. 3. An IBCLC is an educator, educating families, health workers, mothers about breastfeeding and lactation. They are a facilitator that helps families and mothers achieve their breastfeeding goals. They are an investigator, a policy consultant about breastfeeding and lactation issues, a professional in healthcare, and lastly, a promoter of all things breastfeeding. I hope this has helped you learn a bit more about what IBCLC is, how different they are from other members of the medical team, and how best you can benefit from them.
Baba.